You reach for the volume knob, like silence will sharpen your eyesight. It sounds stupid until you notice how automatic it is. You're driving slowly through an unfamiliar street, your eyes hunting for a building number, and suddenly the music feels too loud, too heavy, too present. So you turn it down, lean forward, and stare harder through the windshield like your brain has only one outlet left, and the song is stealing electricity from it. That little moment is humiliating in a very useful way, because it exposes something most people spend their whole lives trying not to admit. Your brain is weak. Not broken, not defective, just painfully limited. You are not a glowing machine with infinite processing power. You are a damp biological system running inside a skull, burning energy, filtering noise, missing details, dropping signals. Attention is not some spiritual gift. It is fuel. It is blood sugar, sleep, stress hormones, muscle tension, sensory load. It is physical. That's why the radio has to die so the address can live. And once you see that, a lot of your life starts making more sense. The unread email that feels impossible to answer after a long day. The way a simple grocery decision becomes weirdly emotional when you're tired. The way you open a dating app, stare at faces like a zombie, then close it because even choosing feels expensive. The way your phone buzzing during one hard conversation can make your thoughts scatter, like birds hit by a car horn. People love calling this bad focus. It's not that clean. Research suggests attention works more like a narrow hallway than an open field. Too many things try to squeeze through at once, and everything jams. Sound, visual detail, memory, anxiety, internal dialogue, the pressure not to miss the turn, the pressure not to look stupid, the pressure to keep moving. Your brain doesn't calmly rank all of it. It starts trading pieces away, so the music goes first. This is where modern life gets ugly, because your environment is built like a casino for your nervous system. Notifications, autoplay, chat bubbles, calendar reminders, Slack pings, news alerts, productivity guilt dressed up as ambition. Every app is tapping the glass asking for one more drop of attention like a mosquito farm with branding. Then you blame yourself for feeling fried. You call yourself distracted, lazy, scattered, undisciplined. That's the lie. A lot of what you call personal failure is just bandwidth collapse. You can see it in tiny private moments. The microwave is running, someone is talking to you, your phone lights up, and suddenly you feel irrationally angry. Not because you're dramatic, because your mind is a crowded elevator, and one more person just forced the doors open. The anger is not random. It's the sound a nervous system makes when it runs out of room. That matters, because once shame enters the picture, you start solving the wrong problem. You don't need more self-hatred, you need less noise. The darkest part is that the world benefits when you ignore your own limits. A person who treats attention like an infinite resource will keep saying yes. Yes to the extra tab, the extra shift, the extra meeting, the extra scroll, the extra emotional demand. You become easy to drain because you think exhaustion is a character issue instead of a capacity issue. That's how people end up living like a phone on 1%, pretending the screen brightness is the problem. And this doesn't only happen when you're tired. It happens when you're emotionally loaded too. Looking for an address with the radio on is hard because your brain is splitting itself. So is reading a message from someone you love after a bad argument. So is sitting in an office meeting while secretly worrying about rent. So is trying to enjoy dinner while half your mind is still trapped in an email subject line from 4 hours ago. Attention gets eaten from both sides, by the outside world and by the inside noise. That's why silence feels medicinal sometimes. Not peaceful in the pretty wellness way. More like loosening a belt after a huge meal. More like taking off wet clothes. Silence gives your brain one less plate to keep spinning. And once you understand that, you stop worshipping people who look endlessly switched on. A lot of them are not stronger. They're just more disconnected from what overload feels like. They blow past the warning lights, then call the crash discipline. A better way to live starts with respecting friction. When your mind resists simple tasks, don't instantly turn it into a morality story. Look at the load. Maybe the task is small, but the total weight isn't. Reading one address is easy. Reading one address while navigating traffic, music, uncertainty, and low-grade stress is not easy. That difference is your whole life. The first shift is brutal but simple. Stop measuring your mind in theory. Measure it in conditions. You are not the same person with sleep and without it. with silence and without it, with one open tab and with 19, with one honest conversation and with 6 fake ones happening in parallel across apps. That means you should trust what reduces drag. Some people think turning everything down is weakness. It's not. It's intelligent resource management. The same way you lower the radio to find an address, you may need to close the laptop to make one real decision. You may need to leave your phone in another room to finish one paragraph. You may need to walk without a podcast just to hear your own thought arrive intact. The second shift is to stop donating attention to things that do not feed you back. A lot of your fatigue comes from low-grade leaks, group chats you don't care about, content you never wanted to see, fake urgency from people who just can't regulate themselves, little digital knocks on the door all day long. None of them seem fatal, that's the trick. Death by 1,000 paper cuts doesn't feel dramatic. It just slowly turns your inner world into static. The third shift is more uncomfortable. Admit that overload can become an identity. Some people stay flooded because flooded feels important. Busy means wanted. Exhausted means valuable. Always reachable means necessary. But a brain that never rests stops being a tool and becomes a landfill. Everything gets dumped there. Nothing gets digested. Then even silence starts to feel unfamiliar. That's why that small car moment matters so much. Your hand goes to the radio, and for 1 second your body tells the truth before your ego can interrupt. Less input, more signal, that is the law. The rest is branding. So the next time you turn the music down to see better, notice what your body is confessing. You were never designed for this much noise. What's one exact moment in your day when you can feel your own bandwidth give out?